everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Renee and I am bringing you a month of May reading wrap up. So I want to start off with saying that the beginning of May I was participating in a bookathon with Keisha from A Book Like You and Bent Biblio podcast ladies, and so I'm not going to go into great detail on those books I read at the start of May, but I will mention them again. So for the bookathon, I read Strange Star by Emma Carroll, and I don't have the book, so I will put in a clip. And Midnight at the Barclay Hotel by Fleur Bradley. Ghost Girl by Malineko. And so I read those three in a week for the bookathon. So let's get into the books that I read in the month of May. So I have the first one was Alone by Megan Freeman, and I will again put in a picture of that. This book has a female lead, and it's survival and apocalyptic feeling, and I feel like it is a good transition book from something like Gary Paulson's Hatchet, but a female lead. And the female lead's name is Maddie, and this book is written in verse, which makes it a very quick read. There is one part in the book that I would say there's a trigger warning for animal abuse, but other than that, it is, I gave it 5 stars. It's a middle grade book, and Maddie, she plans this secret sleepover at her grandmother's house, and when she gets there, because her grandmother is gone, when she gets there, her friends at the last minute aren't able to go over and have a sleepover with her. So she stays there, and when she wakes up the next morning, she can't find anybody. There's nobody around. She tries texting, calling. Everybody is gone. And the news, she puts the news on, and it's talking about immediate danger and evacuations. And the radio, there's talk of the same thing about people coming around to get you out of the city, away from danger, but she can't reach anybody. She has messages from her mother, but when she tries to call back, nobody is answering. So she starts just surviving on her own, and she starts scavenging other people's houses for food, and she finds her neighbors had left so quickly. They left their dog behind, so she takes on this dog as a companion, and so it's just like a survival. So I really liked it. 5 stars. The next book I read was Wait, What? Muhammad Ali Was a Chicken by Dan, I don't know if it's Gutman or Gutman, this book. So it's a very quick read, really low middle grade book. This book was so funny. I gave it 5 stars. It's informative about Ali, told in conversation between 2 children. And the illustrations are great. I mean, look at this. Look at that. A little octopus with boxing gloves on. I found this, it's also this author, I don't know if anybody's ever heard of My Weird School books or anything like that. They're really small, quick reads for lower middle grade, maybe upper elementary. But I learned some things in here about Ali that I wasn't aware of. Like, everybody throws GOAT around, greatest of all time. And in this book, it talks about his wife, Lonnie, actually kind of like licensed that phrase. Muhammad Ali would call himself the greatest of all time. And so they kind of like patented it. And I was like, whoa, that's like a little neat tidbit of information. So this is a great informative book about Ali. and it's a quick read, super humorous, loved it. The next book I read was the first book in a series of unfortunate events called The Bad Beginning by Lemmony Snicket. This book, I only gave 3 stars. I don't know, y'all. I didn't really care for it. In this book, there are 2 orphaned siblings that go to live with their uncle, Count Olaf, I think is his name. And he's just weird and creepy. He's greedy. He tries to get the money that the children are entitled to since the death of their parents. And he tries to trick the young girl into marriage, and it just creeped me out. It creeped me out. And I know everybody loves the TV show. So, like, is this just me? Please leave a comment if you've read this and kind of felt the same way. I mean, I did finish it. I wanted to finish it, but it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And I was like, totally creeped out. I don't know. Should I give the second book a try? Please let me know your thoughts on this. I'm sorry. Ick. But, so yeah, I gave that 3 stars. The last book I read in May was The Blackbird Girls by Blankman. This is a middle grade YA historical fiction, and it's enemies to friends. I gave it 5 stars. This book it follows 2 girls, Oksana and Valentina, and they live in 1986 Ukraine, and these girls go to the same school and they do not get along. Oksana is always saying racist things to Valentina for being Jewish, and they're always like competing against one another because Oksana wants to beat the Jewish girl in school, and her father has always told her Jews are no good. They steal everything that they have earned, and they just take everything from other people. And one morning they're going to school and they have this race, and Oksana loses and she's upset about it, and as they're out playing on the playground, they notice the odd coloring of the sky, the odd smell in the air, and they go home after school to notice that their dads, who both work at the Chernobyl power plant, and they work overnight, and that they never came home. Well, soon these 2 enemies build a relationship where they depend on each other, and their families are both trying to escape the area of the nuclear disaster. And the author also put in a little connection to, I haven't read it, but there's a book called Rivka. It's about a little Jewish girl, and they tied Rivka's story into this book, and it was done so well. And it's like both of the characters, I loved both of them. So I highly recommend this 5-star read of The Blackbird Girls by Blankman. Well, guys, that is all that I read for May, counting the Bookathon. That's 6 books, not bad for me. Like I've said in previous videos, normally at the end of each year, I've never read more than 22 books. For just 1 month, I read 6. So I feel like these challenges have really helped push me to read more each month. And I'm really liking that. And a couple of these did count towards my 2022 reading challenge, but we'll talk about which prompts that those filled later on. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.